the defense is that going into his first game?
Just excited. It's a long time coming. Been here since early part of February. Started with the players, in April. It's a long process to get to this point, and so you definitely get excited when the games start to count. There's as we like to say, every day matters. 17 of them count. And so this is the first one where it'll change our one-loss record. It'll go on that. So just excited and excited to see these guys go out there and play, and hopefully see our preparation pay off.
I mean, at this point, do you have any nerves? I mean, back in the league, defensive coordinator job.
Every game, no matter who you're playing, I think there's more. It feels more like eagerness that can sometimes feel like butterflies or anxiety. But I think it's all about just trusting the process, trusting your preparation, going in with conviction and confidence, and have a lot of confidence in our group. And, look forward to seeing how it shakes out.
How have you sort of approached the preparation for this game? New OC in there, and Luke Getsy, new quarterback, and Gardner, so some unknowns there. How have you sort of approached it?
Yeah, I like to think most openers, is a training camp game where you got to trust your rules, you got to trust your foundation. There's so many different variables here with, his past in Chicago, Minshew, playing for some different teams. Obviously got a ton of snaps with the Colts last year, and then all the players that they have there. So, watch a lot of different tape, try to get a feel for maybe conceptually what they're trying to do, just like I'm sure they're doing on us. And at the end of the day, it's going to come down to playing good defense, blocking, tackling, taking on blocks, getting the ball off of them, and trusting your training. And you can't go into these games and guess. You got to go into these games and play football. And so look forward to seeing our guys try to do that.
Is there anyone that you're? I know you told us before you were looking forward to see Draymond in the preseason. Is there anybody on the defensive position groups, or get excited to see guys on game day?
I think. Just seeing our edge room play together, haven't in the preseason, didn't get a chance to see Khalil or, Joey. So just excited for those guys, excited to see Derwin on game day, and just that mindset that he's going to bring, that toughness. And so really just all the guys, but in particular for me, the guys that maybe didn't tee it up in the preseason. I think you're just anxious and excited to see what that looks like.
And watch that 6-sack game from last year with Khalil?
Yeah, I've definitely seen most of the snaps from last year. And so, yeah, I mean, it's exciting. Can't wait to see him out there.
If that group, you've talked a lot about it being like a strength of the defense. If that group play the way that you want them to play, what's the potential of the defense?
Yeah, I'm not really one to speculate or put out a guess of what I think it could look like. I have really high expectations for our group. Our group has high expectations for themselves. What those are, I think we'll keep those to ourselves. But we need to go out there and play winning defense, and that can look a lot of different ways. But it's whatever it takes for that moment, for that game, for that particular situation, to help the team win. And it's playing team defense. It's trying to be at our best when our best is needed, which is something we talk about a lot. And at the end of the day, just playing winning football. Like I said, that game to game, week to week, series to series, that can look a lot of different ways. So I just want to try to put a group out there that can play winning football for us.
Is there something you want to learn about, or is there something that you're looking forward to learning about this team in a game setting that you can't?
Yeah, I really just think like that. Man, it's a game. It's real. That intensity that you feel, that competitiveness that you feel with this group, and then how can we sustain that? How can we handle the ups and downs, the ebbs and the flows of the game? That's really hard to simulate, and it's something that since I came here, I've put like a big focus on. Is like, how can we be a little bit more consistent? How can we handle? They got great players. They're going to make some plays, and it's not going to be oh my gosh, how did we let Devontae Adams catch that ball? Like, it's going to be, okay, let's go to the next play. Let's try to fix our problems. And so that down-to-down, consistent mindset to snap back and get to the next play is definitely something, we're focused on right now.
Sorry, go ahead. You mentioned Derwin earlier, one of the players you want to watch. Just how have you noticed his approach heading into the first game in your defense? Like, it's kind of a change, I guess, heading into the first game?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're all, this is what these guys do for a living, so they're all really excited to play. Regardless of if I'm here or somebody else is here, it's the first game of the year. Everybody has that feeling right now. I think every team goes into the first game thinking, they're going to be really good or question marks or whatever. So nobody really knows. We want to approach it with the right mindset that it's the opener. It's a big game. There's a lot of unknowns on both sides, and so it's about playing football and playing great defense and doing the things that to me that it takes to play great defense. Some are scheme related, some aren't. We've talked about that before. So just going out there and playing like our hair's on fire, trusting each other, trusting the work that we put in together over the time we've been together. And Derwin's certainly a leader in that regard.
Is there kind of an excitement among coaches about the unexpected, about anticipating what you're going to see?
Absolutely. I think, players play, coaches have to adjust, have to figure out what they're doing. Maybe you came in with a plan for something and maybe that's not working. You got to be able to change that. You got to be able to fix problems on the fly. Something that our staff does a great job in, take a lot of pride in trying to be good at that. Doesn't always work. But yeah, I love the challenge of that, the back and forth. Here's what they're doing. Let's counterpunch with this. And really just look forward to the first opportunity with these guys.
Coach, what challenges does Brock Bowers present to a defense? Obviously, decorated player in college. What did you see from him at the college level that obviously translates to?
Yeah, he's a unicorn, and there's a few tight ends like him in the league that are as fast as he is, that are as athletic as he is, that have the catch ability that he has, the run after the catch ability that he's shown in college. Ability to make tough catches, and also willingness as a blocker. So he's a high-end draft pick for a reason. Talented player, and somebody that we certainly need to know where he's at. Kind of figure out early how they're trying to utilize their tight ends. They got a really good group there, and definitely a challenge we look forward to.
There's obviously a pressure and an expectation with Jim Harbaugh back in the NFL and what to expect from him and the teams, 3 straight NFC championships. You've obviously been with them and around that expectation in college. Are you comfortable with that pressure at this point, or do you feel that at all?
To me, I mean, there's nobody that puts more pressure on me than me. So I don't really worry about that. I think coach is the same way. I don't think we let external factors or what people are saying or doing. We have high expectations for ourselves and our groups and our units and our team, and it'll be the first opportunity to show that.
How is Elijah going to fit into the defensive back rotation? Because obviously he's got some versatility there between slot and safety.
Yeah, he's another chess piece, I would say. Really good pickup. Shout out to Joe Ortiz on that one. So excited to have him. He's a guy that has started games at corner, nickel, safety. Kind of fits in with how we want to be able to utilize different pieces. He's came in and picked up everything probably even better than I anticipated. Really sharp. The system that he left, particularly for this past year, there is some similarities with the coordinator that they had there in Tennessee. So excited that we picked him up. Try to put him in position to do things that he does well. And he's got a lot of versatility. He can play deep. He can cover. He can do a lot of different things. So excited to have another piece like that on our defense.
We talked a lot about AJ's development through camp. Elijah coming in, does that change anything with AJ? Is he still sort of that third safety? Is it going to be a matchup thing?
I think it's a matchup thing. Still have a lot of confidence in AJ. Thought he's had a really good run with us going back to April. And so, it's an opportunity for him too to bring another guy in, another guy that he can learn from and talk to, and that's played some different roles and defenses. And so, just excited about that room. That the depth that we now have in the safety room, is now a little bit of a strength versus, first coming in, wasn't sure how that was going to look. So, just excited that we've created some depth there and have some options of, the ability to move some of those guys around.
As far as the defense and maybe to the defensive back room, are you happy with how everybody picked up the cross training and maybe the entire defense, just how comfortable you are with everybody knowing each other's?
Yeah, I don't know that we'll really find that out until the bullets are flying Sunday. But I certainly have enjoyed these guys' football minds, how they want to know everything, how they want to know how it all fits together. Their comfort level with knowing leverages and coverage schemes and tools that we try to use and where your help is and, when you can do certain things. So they've done a tremendous job. All the guys, most of all of our corners could slide in and play nickel if something happened. All of our safeties could slide down and play nickel or dime if something happened. So the coaches, Clink and Chris, have done a great job with those guys. And, I just think when you go into a game and you have whatever the number ends up being, call it 9 or 10, like you better have some versatility. You don't have the 15 guys that you might have had at the last place. So just trying to create that depth amongst ourselves and create those opportunities to get the next best player on the field, regardless of maybe one guy goes down or this and that, and you're not reaching down to number 8 when number 6 is sitting over there. So,
An off-ball linebacker. Do you guys want to settle on a pairing there, or is there a possibility that we could see a rotation just with Junior and Denzel?
I think there's a great possibility of seeing multiple guys out there. It's a room that, once again, I think we have more depth there than originally might have thought. And so I just think guys playing at their best for maybe a few less snaps is better than them, for a higher number of snaps. I think it's the same up front in the D tackle room and in the edge room. We've talked about that a lot with those 4 guys. So it may be different than some NFL people have done it, but we want to roll guys. We want to keep them fresh. We want to play really fast, play really hard, and I think the more guys that are involved in that, the better off we'll be.
If Junior does, I guess, rotate, and I mean, obviously we saw Deion and Denzel in there a lot. Junior was working through his things. When he does come in, would it be a situation where obviously Denzel is a great run defender, he plays with that physicality and the fit, like would it be third down situations, more passing situations that Junior would rotate in?
Yeah, I don't know that I want to tell them how we're going to do that right now, but that's a great question. And, it'll be, I mean, you throw Troy in the mix too, and he had a great preseason. He's had a great camp. He's been great since we got him in April. I feel super confident with all 4 of those guys on the field. I feel like they can all do different things. They certainly all have, maybe strengths and weaknesses, and it's our job to, try to best take advantage of what their strengths are.